Welcome to today's stream. I just want to say to start out, if anybody has any experience with international shipping and knows anything about HS codes, please contact me. I'd love to talk to you. Next up, Bitcoin. Goodness. We do have an active downtrend here on the 4-hour chart, which is sustained but not causing any overexpansion. Typically, what I like trading about Bitcoin so much is the extreme volatility of local moves, right? Because when you generate a very large move, you generate a very accurate compression range that is going to play out, which we can easily define by using our longest overexpanded periods and longest compressed periods. So with those two tool sets, we can very accurately define compressionary ranges after significant moves, either to the downside or to the upside. But this green range here perfectly defines trend. As soon as we go in this band, we go to the purple mean, right? Perfectly defined compressionary trend. We go in the purple band, we go to the purple mean. It's clean, it's simple, it's easy, and it's repeatedly effective. So now we have no compressionary band because we are seeing a tapered expansion where we see a small amount of expansion go down, a small amount of expansion go down without ever causing an overexpansion. Because when you get overexpansion, it results in compression because it is switching from one market state to another, right? Like here, we have a very significant reading of compression, and then it goes into a very significant reading of overexpansion, and that cycle of compression, expansion, well, we can put that into metrics and then define ranges. In our current state, when we have a slowed taper trend that has no overexpansion and isn't creating any compressionary ranges, it's a very rare reading for Bitcoin. There is no blue, right? There's no compression here, but there's also no overexpansion. And that just makes for a hard to trade chart for me using my default tools. So 4-hour chart is very difficult for me to get a good reading on right now. Of course, everybody else is just looking at a channel, which I suppose we can do too. Let's just use pitchfork. Bop, bop, bop. Not the right kind of pitchfork. Let's change that to a shift pitchfork, shall we? Shift. Okay. Wow. Very nice. Shift pitchfork is doing the trick, and it's properly aligned too. That's actually a valid pitchfork structure. Haven't used one of these in a while, but it is valid, so we can use it. And let's... ACAT reading is muddy, so we won't get anything there. So as far as the actual pitchfork goes, sure, you can try to sell the swing high and buy the swing low. It's a pitchfork. I mean, come on. It's very simple channel trading, and it's about all I can offer as far as actual analysis goes at this time on the 1-hour chart. However, on the 15-minute chart, I have good news, because down here, we are still getting our cyclical expansion and compression. So, because down here, we still get our significant moves and significant compression, well, we still get tradable information down here in the 15-minute chart. So if you are trading Bitcoin, you are still welcome to scalp. And we can actually define whenever you see a downward move, if it's in line with our trend line, and we are seeing an overexpansion with it, then we can very viably catch swing lows and attempt to long them. However, we should be generating a compression range based on this value. Yep, okay. So what are we currently seeing? Wow. Compression range held really well down here. So it's generally implied if we're on the bottom here, you can long when it's re-entered from the bottom, and you can short when it's re-entered from the top. Okay, and then you can also just place static sells and static buys on that outer green line, which is the 3.2 standard deviation of the CLCP. So right now, it's kind of just range trading. If you want to attempt to buy around 8,400 and sell around 8,550, that's about the only play I can reasonably offer at this time. Of course, try to make sure your orders are at least somewhat in line with the channel we previously pointed out. Other than that, I'd say that's it. I think somebody asked me to look at VET yesterday, so I'll do that. VeChain. You have parabolic trend If you have parabolic trend, try to buy the swing low and sell the swing high. I mean, it's a channel. It's just a very, very volatile and exponential channel. And goodness, it can, cause difficulties when actually trying to trade this. So we could just use regular Bollinger Bands. Because any kind of overexpansion is not really going to be well listed. Because we can actually just quad CCI down here. It'll work, but yeah, 14 period CCI roll-ups if you want to try to long those. Go ahead. Actually, that's looking really clean. Sure, if you want to buy right now with a stop loss at 83 sats, you can. And then you just assume higher high. So sure, on VeChain you can do enter now, or enter when your 14 period CCI rolls up on the 1 hour chart. And then your stop loss is going to be, just kidding, 4%, and your upside can be 20%. So good profit ratio there. You can try it if you want. I would give it about a 40% chance of success though, because that's a lot of profit taking. We will have to see. Of course, you can also just place a market buy above 96 sets, but that kills your profit ratio and introduces risk because you're not entering on the swing low. So entirely up to you. Let's check the YouTube comments. If there's nothing, that'll be it for the day. RSR, okay. Seriously, if any of you know anything about HS codes, I will reward you for your time. It's so low. The tick size is too large for me. There is too much percent difference in between each pip. That's what tick is. So the tick is too large. I can't really use my tools on a chart like this. Sorry. Also, something else was hot. I want to look at hot just for my own pleasure. That's about what I expected. I don't know. I can't analyze charts like this because they're too... the resolution is too low. Okay? That's it for today. Love you guys. Ciao.